G'day all you beautiful people out there, my name is Mortal Phoenix and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. I am joined by this fabulous, beautiful person.
I'm Jess.
Hi. So she is a, would you say a student?
Yeah, student still.
Yeah,
Nearly done.
Nearly there. She's a student at Macleay College, which is where I study as well. Fancy that. So for today's episode we are discussing, I guess you'd say women in the spotlight. More or less. So it kind of like a sexism sort of topic, which is, I know, very touchy for a lot of people, but this is something that both of us agree on. Both of us feel that it should be addressed. So first of all, Jess, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What is your opinion on this matter?
For me, I just find it a little bit frustrating. Just because I've grown up having different idols to other girls. So other girls might have, looked towards the Disney princesses and so on. But for me personally, I was more into, the nerdier side of things. And so my heroes were Hermione Granger and Princess Leia. So I guess I've always had these little heroes in the pop culture world, and even now still, with The Force Awakens, I'm absolutely obsessed with Rey, and have been since the film came out. But I've just found it frustrating because, where is the merchandise for Rey? Oh.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. It's you so many films and so many games even, and TV shows have merchandise, but when it comes to a female protagonist, there's almost nothing. And it begs the question that it's just why is this a thing? I go to EB Games and have a look at some of their loot, their pop vinyls and everything, and you see figures of BB-8 and Finn, but very, very rarely do you see Rey or Jin. Yeah. So it's kind of why? What if and even way back in the day, with G.I. Joe, even they had nurse dolls, but there were so few of them were made because guys didn't want to play with dolls and girls didn't like G.I. Joe, so they were kind of in this little tizzy. So it was kind of and today, the only female pop vinyl that I see on a regular basis is Hermione Granger.
Oh.
Because, she's been she's the be all and end all, because it's Harry Potter and Hermione freaking Granger.
Of course, yeah.
So it's kind of where do we start?
Well, personally, in my own pop vinyl collection, I mainly just collect my favourite female characters, because that's just something I started, and now I'm okay, I need to get them all. So I've got, Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, I've got Harley Quinn, I've got the Suicide Squad version, then I've got Jin, I've got Rey, and I recently got 11 from Stranger Things.
I haven't seen Stranger.
So I've been collecting those, but say when the toys all came out for Star Wars The Force Awakens, there was nothing for Rey. There was, the X-Wing and everything like that, but it was just so disappointing because I wanted to buy all the merchandise, but there was nothing for Rey, and I'm this is what I wanted.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing for collectors. It's you want to have a full set of something. I remember growing up, I wanted a full set of police Lego, because that was, for me, that was the greatest thing ever. But in regards to you and your collections, you want to have a complete set of The Force Awakens. But if there's one character missing, it's your OCD kicks in, and especially if it's the main character in the story. Transformers was an amazing movie. A lot of merchandise came out for that, and even the series was amazing. But you see toys and collectibles with Sam, but you don't see anything involving Michaela, or you don't see anything involving any other female protagonists, and you're just why?
Exactly.
And I think the only thing that the only couple of things that kind of took on the female dolls were Bratz and Barbie.
True.
Don't ask me how I know that. You just you look at these and you're okay, they're aimed towards women, they're aimed towards girls, but there are so many guys who want to collect merchandise.
So you're saying there's so many people who want to collect like collectibles, but
Like there's certain elements that you can't collect.
yeah,
So
it's like the female merchandise is like rare,
yeah, and exactly, it's like
which is weird. But
and like, these companies that make them, I feel like they just throw it out to a niche market. Like going back to Star Wars and trying to get collectibles for that. It's like, you know, I want to collect a Rey doll, but you're only supplying it to a very, very niche market. And how do you feel?
Well, I feel like they're creating, because it makes me sad when I look at the toys, because I think, okay, little boys and little girls, yeah, they're probably going to want toys to do with the movie, but when you go look at that toy section, there is no Rey. Like, there's actually no Rey. Like, they had these large figures, probably about this tall, and so they had like a Kylo Ren, they had a Finn, I think they had Poe, they definitely had Han Solo, and a Chewie, no Leia, no Rey, even though Rey was the main character. So to me, I was just thinking, okay, what about the girls that like this movie? How come they can't get a Rey doll?
Yeah, and going back to what I said before, like tying it with a niche market, they overestimate, because, you know, like, staying on the subject of Star Wars, because that's a freaking awesome franchise. So like when George Lucas threw it out there, he didn't expect such a massive audience. So, and like for its time, its main audience was men. It's granted, but like so many women and girls have fallen in love with Star Wars. They want merchandise, they want the dolls so they can pretend to be the character. They want like the outfits that they wore, they want like the props they held and all that sort of thing so they can feel like the character.
Yeah, exactly.
When it comes to finding those things, it's extremely hard to find. And if you do find it, you end up paying a mozza for it.
Yeah.
So where do you think this trend should just stop and just be even across the board?
Well, I think it's great that our protagonists in movies are becoming increasingly more female rather than male dominated, and women are no longer the damsel in distress in these movies. Often they're the hero in these movies, and even TV shows. So I think that needs to be reflected just in the merchandising. It just needs to, if you're going to increase female protagonists in film, then you need to increase the merchandising. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
Honestly, what's the point?
Yeah. And that goes without saying. I mean, any film that has a huge success, that has the greatest ratings in the world, and has a female protagonist, has to accommodate to that with its merchandise. Like, and especially when it comes to figurines and clothing and all that sort of thing. Like, it needs to accommodate accordingly. The only again, going back to the Harry Potter world, the only thing I've seen that is accommodated accordingly with its merchandise and its props and all that is Harry Potter and Hermione Granger. And that it's just like, yeah, I get it was a successful franchise, but that's the only franchise I've seen where the merchandise is accommodated to the protagonists. But that's it.
Yeah.
You see a lot of Star Wars franchise and Star Wars merchandise, I should say, and majority of it is the spaceships, and like the stormtroopers, Darth Vader, and male protagonists. Very little do you see of Princess Leia. Very little do you see of, you know, Padme, for example. Even though she wasn't like a huge character or anything, it's still nice to know that there's something there for her.
And we saw, like, when Carrie passed away, just how many people like looked up to her as Princess Leia, as like this female icon, and it's just disappointing that you still can't even get, you know, not many Princess Leia merchandise. Like, for me, I just find that so disappointing. Like, even I have a cool patch on my denim jackets, Darth Vader. And when I was going through these patches, I was looking for one of Leia or Rey, just because, you know, I wanted one of my favourite characters. But they only had they had Han and Luke, and they had Chewie and Darth Vader and Stormtrooper and BB-8, and even R2-D2 and everything. That was it. So I picked this one because it looks cool, but I'm a bit disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today. So thank you, Jess, for coming on once again.
Thank you.
Anyway, so before we do go, do you have any closing thoughts?
I guess I just want to say that, like, on behalf of all girls who love, you know, everything from Star Wars to Harry Potter to, I don't even know, Jurassic Park, everything, we want more merchandise. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah, and just something I want to throw out there, like, you've got successful franchises like Underworld and Resident Evil, and they're huge. So the fact of the matter is, like, you don't see very much merchandise of that from its protagonist.
No.
So, but that's going to do it for us at Let's Talk. Anyway, cheers everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then fire up that like button. Let us know what you think down in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, then why not subscribe?
Subscribe.
Why not subscribe for more videos just like this one and other videos to come your way very, very soon. Check out Jess on Twitter. I'll put a link in the description. And until next time, we'll see all of you in the next video. Bye! Cool. Yay. I think I did that thing right. Maybe. I don't know. Whoops.